Good morning, you guys. Today is Friday, December 1st. Man, this year is going by so fast. And we are currently on westbound Highway 60, just west of Beaumont, California. On our way to make our delivery of that last load we picked up in Olathe, Kansas. We're going to be making this. We're going to be delivering this to the Sysco Foods facility in Riverside. I talked about that place a little bit in my last vlog. This place is right across the freeway from where I used to work, March Reserve Base. Actually right across the interstate. Now, speaking of the base, literally right across the street from this warehouse that I'm going to, a few years ago, there was a F-16, one of the alert F-16s that flies out of March. The pilot had a problem. I can't remember what it was, but he ended up ejecting, and he landed on the airfield somewhere. I think not too far away from the runway. His airplane crashed into a warehouse. That warehouse that his airplane crashed into was right across the street from where we're going to be delivering to. Yeah, thankfully nobody was hurt in the warehouse. But just imagine how bad that could have gone had there been people in the vicinity of the aircraft when it went into there. Man, alright. So, yeah, I also talked in my other video about how that that whole area right there, all those warehouses there, and an area that used to be base housing for March, back when March was an active duty base. Alright, yeah, they started building all that, all those warehouses, I would say in the mid-2000s, somewhere around that ballpark. So, yeah, none of those buildings are particularly old. Alright, so let's talk about something here right now. So right now, by the way, we're in an area of Highway 60 known as the Badlands. Now, east of Gilman Springs Road on the far east end of Moreno Valley and Beaumont, that's the area we're in now, and yeah, we call it the Badlands because it goes through all these up and down hills and curves. This road is way more truck friendly now than it used to be. I need to back it off a little bit because my jake brake, I'm in too high a gear for my jake brakes to do their job effectively. Okay. Alright, so then, aside from that, I'm going to go ahead and talk about, so let me finish getting through these curves. And this idiot back there with their high beams on is not making me too happy either. Here we go again. Jake brake's not doing, I'm in 10th gear right now. I need 9th gear, but I don't really feel like doing 45 miles an hour. Well, I don't have to go get slowed down that much to get into 9th, but either way, these hills aren't that long, so it's not like I'm overly concerned about it. I'll go ahead and get zoomed in here, though, for you guys. You see Moreno Valley, March Reserve Base right there. And Edgemont. The Moreno Valley, the history of it used to be three different towns there, all unincorporated. It used to be Moreno, Edgemont, and what was it, Sunnymead? Yeah, I want to say Sunnymead. And eventually basically Sunnymead and Moreno combined into one and became Moreno Valley. Now, Edgemont is still kind of an unincorporated, like a really small unincorporated area on the far west end of, right there where Moreno Valley and Riverside meet up. Okay, we're getting ready to come up on Gilman Springs Road. Yeah, I used to use Gilman Springs Road all the time. I used to live in San Jacinto. If you take Gilman Springs Road back in that direction, about 10 miles or so. Yeah, it's about 10 miles, something like that. Now that would take you right into San Jacinto. Alright, in fact, there's a Scientology facility that they call Gold Base. That's actually right there on Gilman Springs, right there in the San Jacinto area. Okay, now this, we're getting into the Moreno Valley area now. It's going to be a little on the fun side, dealing with the traffic getting on. We're getting into commute time. Fingers crossed we don't have too many annoyances here. Looks like the northbound 215 is already starting to slow down a little bit over there. We might get some of that by the time we get over there as well on our end. Hopefully not, but we'll see. Alright, something else I'm going to talk about here. When I was in Harrisonville, Missouri, right before I picked this load up, I stopped at the Loves in Harrisonville. I was at the Sap Brothers originally. There was another JCT driver there. Yeah, I recognized the truck number. Parked right there by, on that first row by the fuel island. And then I ended up doing my pre-trip, get rolling. I stop over at the Loves on the next exit. First, I needed to wash out my trailer, and then I needed to get reefer fuel. And I think I even got like 50 gallons of tractor fuel just so I could get me a shower credit, and just kind of a convenience. I didn't really feel like making a special stop for fuel elsewhere that quickly. So I do that. Now when I get over there though, there was a belly dump truck blocking one of the fuel lanes. The lane over to the right of the one that I was in. Let's see, you're gonna get up to speed pretty quick, I hope. Yeah, it looks like they're accelerating all right. Okay. Yeah, the guy was not in his truck. He was probably blocking that lane. There was nobody in the fuel aisle and the lane itself. It was just him behind the lane. Yeah, basically like he was waiting behind someone else who was actually getting fuel, and decided to get out of his truck and do whatever he was doing. Alright, and then meanwhile, finally, the tire pass lane opens up. So I sidle over there to get my fuel from that lane. And I think I was almost done getting my fuel. Actually, now, yeah, I was already starting my fuel purchase. I was already starting to dispense my fuel, whatever. If I recall, when that guy in the next lane over finally came back to his truck, he had like a whole bag of whatever. I couldn't tell if he had like fast food or what. Then he just casually gets back in his truck and drives off. And there were, mind you, all the other lanes had trucks actually at the fuel island itself, and then there were other trucks. There was at least one row of trucks behind them waiting to get into the fuel island too. So there were, that lane could have gotten used by drivers, but this jackass. I'm not surprised by what I saw. Coming out was some fat-ass white guy. Probably hasn't walked a mile in a whole week, let alone freaking, maybe I'm giving it a little extra there. Dude probably hasn't even walked a mile in a month. That guy looks like he probably could, he looked like he definitely hadn't missed any meals, I'll put it that way. Alright, well anyway, I'm already up in the fuel island. I'm not trying to fat bash you guys who are fat people, alright? It's, some people have the reasons why they are, that it's not related to laziness. Sometimes people have medical conditions or actually medications they take that cause them to be that way. So I respect you guys who have that kind of body type, but it's not because of being lazy. Alright, anyway, This guy pulls forward, and then I realize there's another guy, the third lane over, who's doing the same thing, blocking that lane. I think that was the same lane I was originally lined up at, but and there was somebody at the fuel island. So but next thing I know, the JCT driver, same guy who I saw over at Sap Brothers, there was a gap there. He was waiting the fourth lane over to get into the fuel island, and he wanted to get fuel. Third guy, the guy in the third lane, no, of course, is blocking the lane. There's nobody in the fuel island itself, but he's back there kind of blocking it. But there's enough room where JCT was able to sidle over into the lane in front of him. And this guy, so while I'm getting my fuel, JCT driver comes over and starts chit-chatting with me, telling me about how this guy over there behind him was giving him all kinds of dirty looks, like he was pissed off that he basically cut in front of him. And then he just sidles right over to the number 2 lane anyway, even after that. And I was telling him, well, fuck that guy. If you're gonna sit there and block a damn lane, then that's your own damn fault. I don't have any respect for people who do that shit. If you can't, your rule of thumb here, guys. In trucker etiquette, when you're at the fuel island, keep your fucking ass at your truck until you get to that courtesy line. The only exception would be if you're actually at the pump itself, then you have to go in and maybe you don't have the app or something, or you're concerned about card skimmers or whatever. Maybe you pay for you set up your fuel transactions inside the building. Okay, I get that. I can deal with that personally. But if you're back there blocking the lane, and I'm over there, and there's room for me to come over to squeeze in front of you, I'm going to do it. And I don't really give a fucking rat's ass what you think about it. If you want to be an asshole, I can be an asshole too. That's how I play. Otherwise, do what you wait patiently. It only takes about 10 minutes. If even that, you might be pulling up right when someone else is almost done doing what they're doing. And then you can get up there, do your fuel purchase, or if you must, even go, if the reason you're getting out of your truck is so you can go pee or something, then go ahead and do that real quick and set up your fuel purchase and then come back out and do what you got to do. But don't just sit there and block a lane that someone else could be using. Otherwise, stay at your truck or in your truck until you get to that courtesy line after you were already done with your fuel transaction. That way people can fluidly do what they got to do. And here's the funny thing with this guy that I was talking about, the guy who got mad at the other JCT driver. So this guy gets mad, then ends up in the second lane over, gets his fuel, and he starts pulling forward around the same time I start pulling away from my lane. Now, I wasn't planning on stopping at the courtesy line. I already did what I needed to do and was ready to leave. So I come up, I start going past the courtesy line, and I'm watching this guy because he's creeping forward as well, and I want to make sure he's not going to go past the courtesy line and present a problem for me trying to make my turn that I have to, because I have to cut across his front end to do it. And I don't want to take his front end off trying to make my turn. So anyway, I watch this guy, and he yields, I'll say. Gets the courtesy line and stops. And after I get completely past him and I'm going straight down toward the parking area, I'm watching him to see if he's going to continue past the courtesy line or if he's going to stop. Or like stop and get out of his truck or something. And then I realized he actually was he was actually stopping at the line and was going to get out. I'm like, well, then what the hell did you get out of your truck for in the first place then? We're going to be getting on to 215 South right here. We're going to use the Van Buren Boulevard exit. You can use Cactus or Van Buren. But it's our customer is very close to Van Buren Boulevard, so that'll be the way I'll be going. And it just had me scratching my head, like, why were you even getting out of your truck and going in the building then if you were going to get out at the courtesy line and go inside the building anyway? It's like, shit, you couldn't hold it in for like a few more minutes? Because he wasn't, from the time he pulled forward, you know, or actually got his fuel and ended up, I was like, it couldn't have been that long. Like, you can't tell me, you're telling me you can't hold it for just that little bit longer before you go? Alright, but then, speaking of this JCT driver though, so he was a company driver, and he was telling me about how he had delivered at 2:10 in the morning the day before I had made my delivery, which was also a 2:10 delivery. And he was basically insinuating that he didn't have hours, or didn't have hours that he wanted to work with. Let's see if I'm going to slide over so these guys on the on-ramp can get over. This Sprinter van is a dickhead. Okay. Yeah, he epoxy it. Alright, this lane to our right is ending. Come on. This other guy's gonna have to back off because I'm not losing my lane. Alright, so anyway, yeah, this guy ends up telling me he's got like 26 hours on his clock, but he doesn't have hours to run a load or to do much to use for a load. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I didn't say that to him, but this is what I was thinking. 26 hours at 60 miles an hour is 1,560 miles. I can get all the way back to California on that kind of clock. In fact, I had about 27, 28 or so hours on my clock while I'm sitting there talking to him. And here I am making my delivery. Yeah, I was like, what the hell? I bet you, man, hey, if he's happy, that's great, but I bet he's a real hoot for a dispatcher and planner to deal with when he doesn't want to do loads with, when he has that much time on his 70-hour clock and doesn't want to do a load until he does a 34-hour reset first. Like, seriously, that's some piss poor clock management, guy. But whatever. You get, so I was even asking him, well, what kind of miles did you get? I asked him, well, how long have you been with JCT? And he said about since June. And I go, well, how many miles did you get, run last quarter? And it's like, I don't know. I don't even pay attention to that kind of stuff or whatever. It's like, it shows on your settlement how many miles you ran. Every week when we get our settlements. Alright, so this is Cactus. The very next exit will be Van Buren. The Riverside National Cemetery, where I hope to someday be buried. Well, hopefully decades from now. But yeah, when I die, that'll be my goal to be buried there, since I'm a retired vet and I served overseas. All right. Anyway, what was I saying there with that guy though? Yeah, I was like, you're not making efficient use of your clock there. It's like, for me, if I have the clock to work with, if I have a clock where I can handle a load that's available with the clock that I have, I'm going to run it. Yeah, I don't care if I run on recaps. I like driving at night anyway, where it's a lot, the road's quieter. I can easily do what I need to do without people irritating me. You might even see that my the upcoming things I've seen content on my Clips channel. Not quite so much there, except for maybe, or actually a little bit more heavy on the truck backing stuff, and not so much on things people do to annoy a trucker. Or, hey, I'll check this shit out, whatever. That's the kind of stuff that I normally post on that channel. That is not a train. Yeah, that's a car or a pickup or whatever. Alright, let me get zoomed in over here now. We got 2 right turn lanes, but I'm going to need to make an immediate right after that. Now, we are here just a tad early. I have a 6 a.m. appointment time. If I recall, Sysco doesn't want you checking in until like no more than like 15 minutes before or something along that line. Make sure I don't get caught up on the wall there. Alright, I'm good. Man, I kid you not, I love the way this monitor right here. I get better lighting from the night vision lights on the camera than I do from looking straight out the mirror itself. Okay, so you're on, or no, is it? No, it's where the stop or the traffic light is at. Yeah, we're gonna make the right turn here. The customer is actually on Meridian Parkway, but the truck entrance is right here on Opportunity Way. So we're gonna make this turn here. Oh, that's pretty nice there, in and out. You fucking idiots. Frickin' moron. I'm already here on the street before he's even out of the driveway yet. Was he even paying attention when he made his turn? I don't know. Okay, so right over here is Sysco on the left. The warehouse I was talking about that got crashed into is... It might be this one. It's one of these ones here. I can't remember. Alright, even if you get here a little bit early, there's a staging area right inside the guard shack that we can check in at. No, I was going to say, that's not it. It's been a while since I've been here. I think it's been at least a few years. Maybe even 4 years since I was last here. Yeah, I think it's in the curve. Yeah, I see here's the trucks that are in line here to check in now. So they might actually help me with killing some of the time with them checking in first. Alright, now, when we get, I think when we're docked in, I'm going to show you, damn, there's a bunch of trucks in line over there. And this guy's trying to get in too. Holy shit. Okay, I guess we won't have any problems there then. We'll just go ahead and set our parking brakes here and, set my arrival, I guess, and then when we're able to, that guy doesn't even have his lights on over there. See what's going on up here, because there's, yeah, trucks are moving up there now, but this guy up here doesn't even have his lights on, which makes me wondering more if he's just parked. Okay, no, he's turning them on now. Okay. Alright, so yeah, when we're able to get to a spot here, I'm going to show you my recap situation. I'm going to show you that my hours don't look good right now, but I'm going to tell you what I can do with them regardless. Wait till we get in the driveway, I'd say, and then we'll talk about that. Alright guys, so as you see here, I got my logs pulled up on my phone. Right now I have 10:46 left on my 70-hour clock. Not so great, and it's the morning. Nope, I don't need exemptions. What's wrong? I want cycle recap. Okay, well, looking at those hours there, I get 425 back tonight. That'll give me 1511 to work with between today and tomorrow. And not so great, about 7.5 hours or so to work with each day on average. But, you know, again, 15 hours, that's a good 900 miles I can run at 60 mile an hour pace, or somewhere in that ballpark. And then the next day I get 914 back. Again, it's not a full day, but you can do up to 11 hours a day on drive time, so I wouldn't be able to get a full shift out of it, but 9 hours of on duty time, I can run good 500 miles out of. So just between the next 2 nights, I can run 1,400 miles. That would get me all the way back to like Oklahoma. You know, I cover a pretty good number of routes from here to back to another part of the country. It's, you know, that 425 doesn't look too good, but again, I'm on the latter part of my shift here. I'm already, I ran 515 miles to get here from Wilcox, Arizona. That's another story there. Tell you some more about that one, how I ended up down there when I picked up in Olathe and I'm coming here. But yeah, I can make use of those hours. And then at 10:56 right after that, you know, after that 9:14, that's some pretty good recaps to work with there. Yeah, I can, man, and especially with the fact that I tend to run at night. So, you know, let's just say I pick up again tonight, run a full shift. You know, that would put me, that would give me about, well, I'll just say if I run about 11 hours total on duty time, that would leave me about 4 hours left on my 70-hour clock. And then I get 9:14 back the next night after. That's 13 plus hours I can run on that next shift. You know, and I can basically roll into those 9-hour recaps running at night, and so it looks not so good. But again, I can run good miles on that. Run efficiently. That's why the planners love dealing with me. Nothing to brag about there. I'm just easy to work with. Don't be difficult to work with, guys. Your miles will suffer. You'll probably irritate the planners and your DM as well to some extent. All right. We'll have some more here. We'll get checked in the guard shack here and then figure out what to do from there. We might end up staging, or they might put us straight into a dock door. We'll figure it out. Alright guys, we are checked in. We got a dock door assignment. We got door 47. I don't know if we're on that end of the building or over here. So I'm going to come up this way. Now she did say 47's occupied still. When I get over there, I can go up to 3 up or 3 down from there. Doesn't matter. Go ahead and break your seal, open your doors, dock in, and then check in at the office, which is at the corner, if I recall. Now, you know, where the 2 annexes meet up with each other, I guess you would say. Alright, let's see what we have over here. I know this Sysco truck's not going to move because he's got his lift gate down. Okay, it looks like we're going to be on the other end there. What are we doing, Swift? Okay, Swift already has his doors open. His trainer's outside. Looks like he's getting ready to dock in over there. I can't tell what he's going to let me go by though, so I'm going to go ahead and he looks like he's doing an alley dock. I'm coming way over here then. I'm not going to sit there and wait for him to I'm not going to have him block the damn lane and not let me go by. Okay, let's wait on this guy. It's 47. Looks like it's going to be about where that Freightliner up there, that older Freightliner is up here on the other side of Tesla. I'm expecting this guy to walk around the front of Tesla, so I'm gonna wait for him first. Okay, Tesla is in 43, 44, 45, Alright, so it must be between that red, yeah. Alright, this guy's docking in, it looks like, so, or possibly, so let me go ahead and get my doors open. Alright, this guy's got his brakes set now. Let's go ahead and dock in. That's a drop trailer in 46. 47's occupied, 48 has a drop. Alright, so we're gonna have to wait, it looks like. Alright, I'm gonna have to close my doors until one of those doors vacates. Alright guys, didn't take long at all there. 46 is getting vacated now by the shag driver. Let's go ahead and get over here. I'm going to do a blind side direction, but it'll be a straight back setup. It's exactly the same as the sight side. It's just coming from the opposite direction, that's all it is. Door in a jiffy. What is that on the ground there? Something on the ground on the in that in the lane there that I'm going to be using. Alright, lined pretty well up. Like we should be good there. Alright, so I'm gonna go get checked in over at the office now, which is all the way down to the right at the end of this row, and we'll let you know what's going on after this. I got a pre-plan just now. I haven't even looked at it though. Alright guys, we are finally empty and ready to roll here. That took forever. Alright, so it's just after 3 p.m., which means I'm going to have to do the bullshit traffic up here at the 60 and 215 or the Moreno Valley interchange. Probably more in the Riverside area. I'm going to go get my trailer washed out over at the truck wash over there in Rialto, and then pick up my reload, which we'll talk about in a minute. Let's go ahead and recap what happened here, though, after we get out of here, I guess. Hopefully my tandems are far enough over this way where I'll clear that curb. Yeah, that back should be alright. Hello. Alright guys, we're done here. Alright, so we're going to head north now. Well, we can either come back down to Van Buren Boulevard, get on 215 north, or I can just take Meridian up to Cactus and take Cactus over. I'll probably get on at Cactus. It's a little bit closer. With the traffic up there, I'm almost inclined to just go ahead and stay on Meridian and Sycamore Canyon all the way up to Box Springs Road or something and get on up there on the after I'm already past the split. I don't know. We'll see. Probably just deal with the traffic though. Might be still a little bit quicker even if I don't want to deal with it. Alright, so the experience here though, it's yeah, I spent a whole 8 hours here. Okay. Am I mad about it? Not at all. For one, I'm going to end up getting, should be around $240 or so of detention pay out of it. And second, I was running low on clock to work with that I could use to wash out my trailer, pick up my reload, and then do the Cajon crawl back up to my house and spend the night there, or spend the day there, whatever. So, now that I actually got a whole 7 hours and then some in the sleeper berth over here, and I was able to complete the basically a split 10-hour break. I have plenty of clock to work with now to go pick my reload up and get home. There'll be plenty of time on that too. Speaking of, oh yeah, also last thing about Sysco, there are a couple of things more about Sysco. The lumper fee was $487. Seems a bit steep. On the other hand, looking at the BOL, it's yeah, it's got several POs on there. It was a little bit more complicated load. So I'm not surprised it took longer to do than other people. I've lumped my own load before, and I know what they have to deal with behind the dock on all that kind of stuff. Yeah, they were done pulling it out of my trailer at least 4+ hours ago, but just all the crap they have to do to inventory, sort everything out, restack, however, or move it wherever it needs to go after it's already been removed from your trailer. That's where it becomes a real pain in the butt. So, was that a steep price to pay for the lumper fee? Based on considering exactly what was involved, I'm not sure. I can understand why they charge that much, and it's not my problem to worry about. I'll get reimbursed for the lumper fee anyway. Yeah, and on the same paycheck that they're gonna take it out of my pay. Big deal. I don't need to complain about that kind of stuff. Not my thing to worry about. I just move the freight. All right. Also, I'm not gonna lie. It kind of came across as not very well organized. You know, when I got checked in, you know, the girl at the guard shack told me docking the door 47, or if that one's if that door's not vacant, then go ahead and 3 up or 3 down. I don't know. I'm not such a big fan of those arrangements. It could, you know, she could have just as well told me dock in anywhere between 44 and 50. Whatever door's open, take it, and then let the shipping office, the receiving office know which door you're taking. Okay, that's the first part of the problem there. Next, I get docked into, you guys saw, 46. And after I get done with that, well, I don't know, within about 15 minutes or so, or whatever it was, receiver calls me up and asks me if I can move to door 58 instead. I don't know why they want me to move to 58. They usually have some process where specific doors are used for specific types of product or reasons, whatever. A lot of people getting off here. A lot of these people are probably people I might know from the base too, for all I know. Because March Air Reserve Base, I used to work full time at. Oh shit! You know what? Let me see if I can get slid over. Good. I forgot there's a cloverleaf ramp here. I'm so used to. Yeah, you got old 215 over here. That's where I would have been turning if I'd made a left. That's just a frontage road that follows the 215 up. Alright, but you know, just the fact that why'd you put me in door 44 to 50 range and not assign me a specific one in the first place, and then tell me after I'm already docked in over there and checked in, go ahead and move to 58. Then I get over to 58 and I find out there's another driver still in it, and he stayed in there quite a while. He didn't leave till, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half before I finally got my bills. So he was there a long time too. Let me get moved over one more lane here, because this lane, when we get past Eucalyptus Avenue, is going to exit only onto eastbound 60. We want to get on 215 north/60 west though. Alright. So yeah, it just seems really disorganized there. Now I can, like I said, I can kind of forgive the delays getting my bills and stuff. I know what it's like to be on that dock floor doing that kind of stuff, or at least to a minor extent. I've seen just enough where I have a clue what it's like to be a dock worker. I'm not going to profess to know everything about what it's like to be a warehouse, a dock worker on the in the warehouse, but I at least have a clue that a lot of drivers don't have. I'm not, and most of these customers where they're like this with the organization, I'm not a big fan of. I'll deliver them. I don't really care, but it's like, dude, clean up your act, you know? If you can't even figure out what door is available for me to dock into, you have a pretty shitty system. You should already know from your system, from your database and network and stuff. Hey, this door is vacant. That door is occupied, or whatever, stuff like that. And they should already know exactly what doors are available for drivers to dock into when they get to the guard shack. So, what's going on there? I don't know. And that would be my advice to Sysco. Again, it's kind of an annoying thing to me, but big deal. As long as my trailer gets emptied, we're good. The other thing I got a little bit weirded out on here on my BOL. As I was walking back to my truck, going over all the documents, it looked like I had a bunch of shortages, or well, it had a bunch of the numbers the numbers that were shipped versus the numbers that were accepted on every PO was lined through and then a different number put on there. And I thought I had a shortage at first, and I started filling out a OS&D report. Then I started realizing what was going on there was the quote-unquote shortage was nothing more than them subtracting the number of pallets that were on that particular PO number. So like, oh yeah, there's 3 short here, but it's the same number as the pallets. So then the next PO I looked at, okay, 1 short, and it's the same as the number of pallets. Or had another one that was like 11 pallets, and that's 11 there. And so it threw me off. Thankfully, like I said, I knew what to look for there, but I can see it confusing other drivers. So that's something else maybe you want to work on there, but something in between Lineage / Smithfield and Olathe and Sysco here in Riverside. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and call this one a day though, alright? Appreciate you guys watching. I know it's kind of because this longer summary here, probably making the video a little bit longer than I expected, but it's alright. Alright. We'll be picking up my next load at the Walmart distribution center in Middle Loma, California, or Middle Loma, which is over by the not too far from Ontario and Harupa Valley and all that, right where I was just at last week. So I'll be picking that up, and I'll be going to Plainwell, Texas, right? I'll have some more content for you there at Middle Loma, because I've done a number of loads there, but it's not like dime a dozen loads like when I'm in Colton. And and I can still recap how I ended up on I-10, how and why I ended up on I-10 with this load here that I just finished when I picked it up north of I-40. So probably talk about that one in that video at least, and we'll maybe hopefully speed through some of that video, the pickup footage when I get over there. All right, y'all have a great day. Thanks for hanging out, and all right, we'll see you guys in Middle Loma.